I'm your man.
What's going on, Jason?
We're about to take a trip to Wally World. Like 8 people are sick in the office, so I gotta step up to the plate and take care of my team. We got A6 Audi 2017 all decked out. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to lease this bad boy, it'd cost you about $1,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so
a lot of good credit, huh?
a lot of good. And that's with good credit.
Right. Ooh, man.
So yeah, it's possible. Especially if you make that kind of money. But we just driving this to show the people that it's real.
Right. It's obtainable.
You can get your hands on it if you work for it. And, nothing's going to happen from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to take your life to the next level, that means you have to do something different. And if you're not willing to do something different, you're going to continue to get what you've been getting. We got a lot of people who are trying to improve their credit scores.
Right.
But they continue to live or maintain the same lifestyle that got them in the situation they're in right now.
Right.
And what we try to teach is, in order for you to get different results, we got to do different things.
Right.
And we basically teach them the right way to manage their credit. There are those hard-headed people who don't get it. And if you don't get it, then you're not going to get it.
Right.
So if you want different results, you definitely need to do something different. And sometimes that means getting out of your comfort zone. That means doing something that you're not used to doing, but willing to take that risk so that you can, create a better life for yourself.
Okay.
So being out of your comfort zone relates to, working on your credit, working on your finances, and in many ways. One way is a lot of people are used to having more month than they have money, right?
Yeah.
They basically live paycheck to paycheck. And one of the tactics that people do is they rob Peter to pay Paul, or they will use their credit cards as an extension of their income.
Right.
When really that's not a reality. So they front, right?
Right.
And the more you front, the more broke you become.
Yeah.
They say a rich man can play broke, but a broke man can't play rich for too long. And eventually it's going to show on paper. So, a lot of people, they will use their credit cards to extend their income, get deeper in debt, and then find themselves in a deeper hole trying to, figure a way out how to get out of that. And getting out of your comfort zone is stopping that lifestyle, right? Making a change and learning how to not use your credit to extend your income, but learning how to manage your money to improve your credit. Your greatest strength is to know your weakness, meaning that if retail therapy is something that you struggle with, why would your hangout spot be the mall?
Right.
If you're going to be in the mall all day, 9 times out of 10, you're going to accidentally charge your card.
Right.
So instead of you hanging out in these, places that cause you to be weak, put yourself in a position of strength. Set
Right.
yourself up for greatness. Don't go to those places. Don't hang around those people. Don't, do these stupid things because it's not going to get you where you want to be. So, know your weaknesses and set yourself up to win by setting yourself up to avoid being weak, basically. Yeah, my credit score, like 5 years ago, had no idea what credit was.
Right.
All I knew that I didn't have to make a down payment right now. I thought it was basically, there's no down payment, you pay on it, as you go along, basically. Sort of like a pay as you go. I didn't know that I was actually taking out a line of credit, a loan, to pay for the full balance of the car, and then I was paying back the bank. I didn't know that. So, like 5 years ago, had a Cadillac, I forget what kind of Cadillac I had, but it was a 96 something. It was cold. Anyway, it got repossessed. And because I know how that impacts my credit score dropped, right? And I remember trying to find a new apartment, and looking at my credit score, it was like a low 500. And person, whoever they were, the project manager, the property manager, excuse me, told me that I'll need to work on my credit. So I didn't know what that meant, and that put me in an unfamiliar situation, even though I was already in one, but I didn't know it. So basically, I had to get myself out of this hole that I was in and understand where it was I was so that I could get out of it, right?
Right.
So I was uncomfortable. However, being uncomfortable doesn't mean that it has to last forever. The goal is to find comfort on new levels.
Right.
And when you're comfortable on a new level, if you want to get better, that means you have to learn to get uncomfortable on that level so that you can make it to another level.
Right.
When you are comfortable or complacent, that means you're not really striving for anything new, and you basically hit a plateau. And I don't know if people are aware of this, but once you stop striving, you start dying.
Yeah.
Right. So people who are comfortable, complacent with where they are in life, of course, good for them. However, you should never be in a position where you stop striving for better.
Right.
Because you don't know what's going to happen, and that comfort could be taken away. So as I was improving my credit score a few years ago, I didn't really know what I needed to do to get out of that situation. It was very uncomfortable, and I was seeking comfort, right?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with being comfortable. It's just you don't want to be comfortable for too long. You always want to strive. So basically, I had to learn how to get comfortable in my situation, and in order to get comfortable in my situation, I had to improve my credit score so that I can make some moves and get life back on track. And doing so, I had to educate myself. I had to find people who had good credit and learn what they did to improve their credit or to maintain their good credit. And I had to understand the principles of credit, and gaining that knowledge forced me to get into a new comfort zone. The thing about comfort zones is, like I said, you don't want to be comfortable for too long. So it's all about getting uncomfortable on new levels. Rebuilding your credit is going to be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because a lot of new things are going to happen. You're going to have to learn how to manage your money.
Yeah.
You're going to have to learn how to budget. You're going to have to learn how to answer phone calls from debt collectors. You're going to have to learn how to manage your credit cards. You're going to have to learn how to prevent yourself from being in positions where you're weak. And if you can do that, the gain is much more than staying within your comfort zone and not seeking that new level.
That's basically how J. Cole says it's beauty in the struggle. You're going through this temporary struggle so you could come out better from it.
Exactly. It's like creating a diamond.
Right.
You got to go through all this pressure, and eventually you'll come out clean cut.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So never want to be too comfortable for too long, because that means you're not progressing. And if you're not progressing, you're doing the opposite. And you got to be uncomfortable with making good decisions.
Right.
Because a lot of people are comfortable robbing Peter to pay Paul, but that's getting them in a deeper hole.
Right.
So you have to be uncomfortable with that so that you can make better decisions, and then that will ultimately create a better life for you, which will result in a better credit score as well. So rebuilding your credit is definitely going to be uncomfortable for you, but through that uncomfort, you're going to build a better life for yourself and learn how to really manage your money so that you can continue to improve your credit score.
One thing is just don't let your struggling and this period of time that you're in, as far as like managing your finances, probably doing without, don't let it be in vain. You get
without struggle, there is no progress.
Right.
And if you're not willing to struggle for what you want, then you'll never get it.
Right. Straight up.
Straight up.
There are credit repair companies. Then there's Witness Riches, the 700 Club,